go right into life hacks nobody asked for. Mine are really not that great, to be honest. They're not.
Well, nobody asked for them, so
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. Oh, you're good.
Oh my goodness, that was like a water slide. Amy, are you okay?
Okay.
Just to show us that, like, you know.
Oh, I should have had a better reaction then. I should have been like, oh, like, you know, dive down and like, you know what I mean?
Just like, where are you gonna dive? Where are you gonna dive in this ghetto ass setup, Amy?
You're just gonna see the freaking this thing start moving.
It's a ghost. Hi everyone, welcome to Tea and Talking. My name is Kelly.
And my name is Amy.
And welcome. So today we're gonna be talking about life tips that nobody asked for. It's like we get it, but like why? So today we're going to be having our jasmine silver needle. This is really good. Yeah, perfect. I'm going to have this in our Golden Life teapot and our Golden Life teacups. So if you guys ever have jasmine teas, just remember that it's tea blended with jasmine. So it's going to have a bit of a floral scent to it. Jasmine tastes really good with oolong, green tea. Very, very fresh, light flavor. A lot of floral teas, except for rose actually, which is good with black teas. A lot of floral teas are better, I guess, with white, green, oolong teas.
Yeah, really light teas.
Yeah,
black
the flavor is better.
Tends to be more bold, whereas the other teas are more lighter in flavor. It's very aromatic too. I can smell it from here. But nowhere close as that, what the Lapsang So Chong.
Oh yeah.
The roasted tea that we had. That was really good. But today, I'm really happy that we're having the jasmine green tea. She's the one that suggested it. Or no, the jasmine silver needle. Or is it just...
Jasmine silver needle, it's green tea.
Yeah, so it smells so good right now. And I'm totally in the mood for that. Yeah, it's so strange. I'm backwards. So when it comes to when it comes to smells, I'm more of a I like the fruity, like the orange scents and stuff. So in hand soaps, I like the fruity scents versus the floral ones. Whereas when it comes to my teas, I love having. Yeah, it smells so good. Oh my gosh. I had to like stop when I wanted more. Yeah, I wanted more. But when it comes to teas, I love floral more than I do the fruity thing, the fruity tastes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, because there are sometimes when teas will have orange peels in them, or they'll have even, like, dried up fruit like apples or blueberries or raspberries and things like that. And I actually like having floral more than I do. I don't know why. It's so strange to me because I'm not even kidding. Everyone in my family can tell you that I like fruity scents versus floral, but...
Yeah, it's really interesting too because your smell is connected with your taste, so that's very interesting.
It's probably because I'm tasting it, not like the soaps. I'm not gonna eat my soap.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Also, quick thing about green teas: when you're brewing Gong Fu style, remember to leave half of it full, so that way when you're topping off the hot water, the tea gets stronger over time. And you're supposed to leave half of the teacup full at all times when you're brewing green tea.
Wow, I actually did not know that, but no. See, I'm still learning tea. Kelly and I are both, but like I know less than she does. She knows more. So she has more knowledge, I have less. I honestly feel like
we've been taking the same classes, man.
I know, but I'm saying even before then, like her mom taught her a lot before I did. I kind of just, I was kind of like the average tea drinker where I just like, I thought I knew a lot. And then I dived in and I was like, wow, I know nothing.
And when my mom was showing us the Sky Red Oolong, which is Oriental Beauty on goldenlifetea.com, you guys, goldenlifetea.com. Get your free samples, 200 free samples every month. Okay, anyway, when she was making the Sky Red Oolong for us, she was telling us like, oh, by the way, you know, this is sweet because it's bug bitten. And I was drinking like, bug bitten? And she said, yeah, it's bug bitten. And then she told us the story about the hopper insects, about the chemical reaction that happens with the tea. And she finished it off with, by the way, this is why this tea is the most expensive.
We actually need to make a video about that now, that because I've actually had a lot of people ask me that question. Like, so some of the people that have actually went on our website and bought tea from us, they even family and friends, they've asked us questions like, you know, what do you mean with this whole bug thing, or how do these flavors come about, or, you know, why is it aromatic? And we started explaining it. I'm like, you know what? I think we should just make a video on it so that people understand, and then just throw this out there.
Yeah, it's like, is this bug tea? I'm like, no, this is not like, bug tea.
Commonly asked questions.
That was a really good one.
Yeah, because we actually, like, I know that we actually have a set, like, frequently asked questions. I think we should just make a video, too. Just frequently asked questions. Like, just put it out there.
No, my favorite question was definitely, is this tea or is this bugs? Or, like, is this bug tea? Yeah. And I'm like, well, it's not bug tea.
Just look up how honey is made.
Oh, spoiler alert. Bee throw up.
I'm just saying.
Like, wait, is it bee throw up or bee diarrhea? Bee throw up.
I honestly, like, I don't remember. I remember it being something along the lines of, like, bee secretion or something. Like, something along those lines.
Yeah, it's the
But either way, just look up bees and then you'll understand.
They're so cute.
So tea is no different, hun. Gal.
Have you ever wanted to be a beekeeper?
No. I've never once thought about that. Ever. I don't want to be a beekeeper.
Yeah, good to know.
No, I'm not touching bees. I've only gotten stung by a bee once, and I can't even say that. It was one of the tiny baby bees. I'm guessing it was just born. And it stung me.
I hate you, Amy.
It actually stung me on my face right here.
Oh.
And, like, as weird as this is, it kind of worked out in my favor because all it did was it just puffed up a little and it looked like a little acne. And I was like, cool, I could just play it off like I got acne or something.
Like, guys, check this out.
Yeah, like, check this out. But it was a really tiny. So, and the thing is, like, that, like, hurt for, like, a really split second. And I was like, wow, like, if this hurt just for a split second, I can't even imagine actually getting stung by a full-size adult bee.
Have you seen the guy?
Wow.
Have you seen the guy that, like, intentionally gets stung by bees? Like, he'll literally do this. He'll take a bee and then he'll be like, bite me. And then the bee will sting him or bite him. And then he'll, like, make these, like, horrendous faces. And he's just like, oh!
I have not seen that.
But, like, part of me thinks that he secretly enjoys it. Like, not in, like, a sexual manner, but, like, maybe in, like...
I mean, there are adrenaline junkies that are like that, so I can't even explain any. I can't even begin to explain the whole adrenaline junkie thing. So that might be along the same lines.
Because when I saw him get stung by, like, those fire ants or something, it was like a really big bee, and he just let it sting him. And his face was just, like, it was so horrific, Amy. He was just, like, in so much pain, but there was, like, this little hint of enjoyment.
You know, maybe it's also because with YouTube, I feel like this is going off on a different subject. I know we haven't even spoken about our life hacks yet, but I feel like when people are on social media, they just try and post out content where they try and challenge themselves and do really weird and gross things.
Yeah, that could be a challenge.
Yeah, I've seen people, like, I mean, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of people trying to eat, like, moldy things or, you know what I mean? Just really weird stuff. And that's not my life, y'all. Like, that's weird. For me, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trying to, like, judge anybody either here. It's just not the type of stuff that I would watch. Because I can't.
I swear, part of me thinks that he really does enjoy getting stung by the bee. Sorry.
I mean, who knows? It also might be him testing out, like, his pain tolerance.
That's true.
There are people out there that do. And I understand where they're coming from. But I feel like each pain has each scenario has their own form of pain. Like, for example, my dad, I already told you, like, my dad had his lungs collapse when he was younger. And it was a painful experience for him, not because of his lungs collapsing, but because of the medication he had to take. Like, he actually essentially, back in the day, I think it was like in the 80s or 90s, he essentially had to glue his lungs. It was like a really, really horrible, painful situation. And, like, I'm not going to go through it. I feel like my dad has to tell this story. But anyways, he goes through that. So when my sister gave birth, she's just like, this is the most horrible pain ever. And my dad just went up to her and was just like, you think childbirth was painful? Try having your lungs glued. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying.
Having your
like,
lungs glued.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like different pain tolerances, you know?
That actually brings me to my first tip.
Oh,
going off of
that segue.
That actually brings me to my first tip. Well, it's a little, like, it's a little graphic. It's actually, I didn't even write this down. It was actually just one of my tips. Because we live in America and you kind of have to pay to get treatment, like urgent care, whatever. We didn't even have any urgent care centers, like any of the bigger ones back in the day. Like, I think in like 2008, 9, 10. I think we only had like one urgent care center.
Exactly. I was gonna say I think we had one, and it was like distance.
So one time, your girl was cutting clay, and I just cut my finger open wide, like wide. It was just like gaping, like hello. And I was really scared. I didn't want to go to the hospital and get stitches because like. Also, they're not going to stitch your finger closed. They're just going to glue it closed. So based on that logic, I actually took Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue. Oh, wait, no. Nail glue. Sorry, I remembered it wrong. But imagine if it was Gorilla Glue. That would be an even better...
That would have been
that would have been really funny. No. It was nail glue. Sally Hansen nail glue. And I just like sweeped it over that little... And within the hour, the bleeding stopped, and within 4 days, it was better. It wasn't great.
I think my dad has actually done that before, so that actually makes sense. Because when you said Gorilla Glue, I was like, wait, what?
No.
But when you said nail glue, I was like, oh, okay,
that's
yeah, I can see that.
No, I thought about
the medical glue. Yeah,
I thought about the Gorilla Glue hair girl, and then I kind of confused that with me for a second.
Gorilla Girl hair glue.
Gorilla Glue hair girl. So this girl, she took hairspray, but then she didn't realize it was not hairspray, it was Gorilla Glue in spray form, and she set her hair with the spray. No. And I think after a couple of days she was like, ooh, I don't think this was hairspray, and it was Gorilla Glue. So she had to get surgery, but she's okay now.
Yo, that's insane.
I feel really bad.
I wonder if that's going to be like on a TLC show later or something.
Yeah, I do feel really bad for her. Like, I can't imagine if that happened to me. That's like crazy.
There's like this one. I know I'm going on a tangent. I actually saw this one. I think it might have been on TLC. Oh my gosh. I'm blanking out. My dad would be so disappointed in me because all we do is fix houses and stuff like that. But it's foam. It's like for their walls. Oh my god, I can't believe. Oh my goodness, I said the Lord.
Expandable foam?
No. It's not. But it is foam, but it hardens very, very quickly. And it's meant to help with insulation stuff. Anyways,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So yeah, this lady had thought that was mousse, and she put it in her hair. First off, that must have been crazy muscle strength because you actually need a device to actually push the foam out, like that type of foam out. So the fact that she was able to, I don't know, somehow push that foam out of that container without using the actual machine to push it out.
Yeah, like what planet are these people from?
How the heck was she able to put it in her hair? Like I don't know, but she did that. So it just reminded me of that. I'm sorry.
That's really funny.
Just that reminded me of it.
Yeah. But, so they're just gonna do something stupid. I mean, not stupid. They're doctors, of course, but like they're just gonna do things to you, like glue your wounds shut. It's not it's not
engineers
magic.
Duct tape things. So I can't even say anything.
Yeah, it's not magic or anything. If you go to an urgent care, they're gonna fix you up however they can, and they do have a lot of resources. But at the end of the day, it's not magic. You can glue your wounds closed.
that's like with a lot of cultures, because I'm not gonna say it's Spanish because I know that Spanish people are not the only ones, but there's so many other cultures where like. In America, you're kind of trained to say, like, there's two different types of Americans. You're either the type that constantly goes to the doctor for any small little thing, or you're the type that's like, don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah, that's that immigrant. Yeah, that's that immigrant
what I said.
Stuff.
That's why I said I'm not going to say it's just a Spanish thing at all. It's like, I think there's just two different types of people where it's just like, where you either go to the medical center or you just say, forget about it. And that's when you have people that do like the Vicks rub, like when you're cold. The
Robitussin, that was a big one.
The incense, like the you know what I mean? All of these different ways.
Tiger Balm, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just that like immigrants, yeah.
It just reminded me of it. Okay.
So Amy, onto your life tip.
Yeah, so this one actually has to do with singing. No one asked me about it. That's what I'm saying about it. Now I used to be in choir in high school. And,
cool.
It's been a very, really long time since I've sang and all that, and I'm not going to start singing now. But I remember my choir teacher once said that if you feel like you're really close to a higher octave or a lower octave, whatever the case may be, but you're just not quite there yet, like your voice like kind of like trembles or it crackles or something like that, but you know that you can get there, it's just either you're nervous or your vocal cords are not warmed up. There's two things that she recommended to the class. One was to sing like a chime that's close to that tone. So for example, like NBC would be NBC. So you just go with an ad. It was so funny. Like it's like singing an ad.
Okay.
Or the other thing is singing in the shower. And I don't, whether it's on or not, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that the acoustics, the echo comes back because you feel more confident, and then you're just trying to warm up your vocal cords and your drink water in between. But so it's singing an ad of some sort, like a little commercial jingle that's close to that octave that you're trying to reach, whether it's high or low, or you're singing in the shower or some sort of room where the acoustics bounce off, if you will. It's just warming up your vocal cords.
That's really
cool. And that's actually what helped me in singing, because I am no soprano. I am an alto. I sing lower tones. Yes. I will never be no Christina Aguilera. But anyways, that's actually what helped me in choir, because I legitimately had an issue with higher tones. And it was because of those types of jingles that we sang in class. There were so many fun jingles that she told us about that actually helped. And that whole NBC was one of them.
Did you guys ever do Cars for Kids? Just curious.
No. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad we didn't. Because that would be horrible. I don't like, or like Head On. No, I'm not talking about things like that. Like things that actually have a jingle to them though. Like, oh, wow, that takes me back. I haven't been in high school in like 10 years.
Oh,
Hey, that's for you, it's almost 10 years too.
Man, yeah. I know.
Yeah, we're getting old, yo. Time goes by, you have no idea. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna go off a tangent. So what's your second one?
Okay, this one is kind of, well, it depends. If you travel a lot, sometimes you might travel with really expensive luggage. Sometimes you might travel with really, really expensive luggage. And I think I read this on the internet somewhere. No, it was on like Reddit or something. I remember this was a really cool tip. If you're traveling with really, really expensive luggage that you're not going to carry on, what people can do... Now, I'm not saying this is for everyone, but what people can do is put a gun in there. Register a firearm with your luggage, and it doesn't even have to be a firearm for the people that are, against it. You can do something as simple as a starter pistol registered to your name. Starter pistols, they're not guns, but they're still...
I love that we have this as a second one.
But they're still classified. They're still classified as a firearm to the TSA. So what you do is you just put that bad boy in with all of your expensive camera equipment that's easily over like $100,000. You just slide that bad boy in there, and they're going to take extra care not to lose that luggage. Because if anything happens to that luggage, it's technically a firearm. So do with that information what you will.
I was actually going to say that's actually a really good one, but there was actually one time that my gun case came back.
Empty?
No, not empty. Oh. They broke off one of my locks. Like it literally like got smashed in, and they took off one of my locks. Like I have a picture of it. I'll explain another time. But yes, technically, yeah, like they're supposed to handle any hazardous items or anything that's, anything of that nature, like surfboards,
yes,
snowboards, things like that. Yeah, airlines are supposed to handle it with care. They don't always, but they're supposed to. Whereas regular luggage, they won't care. At least you'll have that like added potential for them to treat it with care.
They'll throw like a javelin.
That's actually a good idea though. That's actually a really good idea. I never thought about that.
They'll do like their own TSA Olympics with your luggage. They'll throw like a javelin. They'll kick it like a soccer ball. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen so many things with airlines. I'm not gonna dip into that.
Nothing against the TSA, by the way. I just thought that was kind of funny.
No, TSA isn't the one that throws your luggage in. It's just people in cargo. Anyways, so I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because I'm Amy. I gotta do it.
Our transitions are fire.
Yeah, seriously. No, it really was on plan, because once again, in our videos, we try not to really discuss what we're gonna say.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the glue one until you mentioned your dad.
There we go. But I'm glad that she mentioned the whole firearm thing, because I'm Amy and I gotta mention something with firearms. So I'm a rifle shooter. I just gotta. So my second one actually has to do with wind. in shooting. So it's a misconception that you don't want to shoot in the wind. Like, oh man, if it's windy, it's crazy. You don't like, there's some truth to that. Like, you don't want to shoot in huge gusts, but you want to actually shoot when the wind is very consistent. It's flowing really nicely. And what you don't want is a lull. And a lull is when the wind just dies out all of a sudden. So essentially, when you're walking outside and you feel the nice breeze just there, and then all of a sudden it just dies, that's a lull. Or if wind gust comes through, obviously that's a wind gust. So you want to shoot when the wind is constant. And the reason for that is because you want to know where the wind is going. So if you're ever at a range, and this is my life hack, if you're ever out at outdoor range and you really want to shoot well, because there's so many ways I could teach you, like coach you on shooting well, or just performing better. But one of the things that you want to learn, even for beginners, is to place a wind flag down the range, and it's got to be within the first 27 feet of where your barrel is. So put a wind flag down. That way it's easier to read the wind. Because for me, for people who constantly shoot and have gotten better, it's still really, really awesome to use a wind flag. But I'm at this point where I can read the wind regarding the grass. I can read it on the trees now. I can actually feel the wind on my feet. So sometimes I'll shoot barefoot. Like cool, if I'm laying down and prone, like I actually won't wear shoes. In international competition, you actually need shooting boots on. But yeah, at home competitions, I'll actually shoot without my shoes on because you'll feel the wind in your toes and your feet.
That's so cool, yo.
So my life hack, put a wind flag down the range. It'll help you, especially for beginners that are new to shooting. It's so much easier to read the wind with a wind flag. And what I mean by a wind flag, I'm not, like, you can use one of those stupid little windmills. That's not what I'm talking about. Because that's actually not going to be that accurate. What I mean by a wind flag is, like, take a stick and attach a ribbon to it. Doesn't matter what. You can get, like, one of those stupid little dollar confetti ribbons or something like that. Or, like, a nice little silk ribbon. Whatever you could even do a scarf. If you have a little, like, neck scarf or something, tie it to. And you could see where the wind is going. It's great. I'm telling you, wind flag. I love that transition from your second one had to do with firearm.
Yeah.
I mean, yours had to do with safe luggage, though. Still was a nice segue. So what's your third one?
So this is something that I learned in customer service. I actually heard the story before from one of my coworkers. When you're working front desk at a reception, like a receptionist desk or like a secretary, whatever, you have to deal with a lot of people coming in and out. I work at a spa, so I used to run the front desk all the time, and you get like all sorts of people that are just, what's the word, Karen? Yeah. So what people say that you should do is, if your back is facing a wall, you can actually hang a mirror behind you. So when people come in and talk to you, they see themselves in the mirror. So they tend not to really misbehave. Ooh. And they tend not to get too crazy because people usually don't like looking at themselves become unraveled and feral, if you will. We've had a lot of feral Karens.
I was going to say, that's a really good one. Because that is true. If you see yourself yelling or doing something, you have a wake-up call.
Yeah, I would not want to, because I've gotten upset before. Everyone gets upset. You definitely don't want to see yourself do that, like, right in front of you. So that would make somebody consider, they might think twice before going off on you.
That's a really good one, because that is very true. When people start realizing their facial expressions and what they're doing, that's a really good one. Holy cow.
Imagine, because I've seen people yell, and then, look, nobody looks good when they're yelling. I don't care who you are. Nobody looks good when they're yelling. You're just, like, you're all flustered. You got, like, a vein coming out. Your, like, eyes water. You look like you just cried. Sometimes people actually start crying.
Vergara. She looks beautiful.
But she's not, like, actually angry, though.
I know, that is true.
Yeah, she's not actually angry. She's just yelling. That's, like, her natural state of being. No shade.
My mom does it, too.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, they got a little bit of, like, drool coming out. It's just not cute. You don't want to see that in the mirror. You might think twice. Or some people are crazy.
I don't think a drill sergeant looks good. when he yells.
Nope.
Yeah. No.
Nope. So Amy, on to yours.
Oh, mine's really easy. My last one is like, I figured I would say something regarding the winter because it's winter right now, and I'm so done with it actually. And if you saw on my Instagram, that's all I've been posting is like, hey, spring's coming, like I can't wait. Oh man. Anyways, so my last one actually has to do with cold feet. So I constantly have legitimately cold hands and feet throughout the winter. It's
literal cold feet.
Yeah, okay. Literally cold feet and hands. It sucks. Like everyone else will be fine in the household, and I'm just straight cold and stuff. But I actually learned this over time that I actually now carry an extra pair of socks in my bag, like even my purse, or I can't even say purse because I don't carry around a purse, but like in my bag or something like that, or even my car, because it turns out that I don't know how this works in science or whatever, but the reason why my feet are constantly cold is because when they're sweating, or whether it's the oils that I'm secreting, it just cools it down. So it just cools down my feet. Like the whole purpose of sweat is to cool down your body and to regulate your body temperature. So even though it's cold, you're still sweating. Mm-hmm. No matter what, you're still sweating. So my feet will sweat, or like the oils will come out, and then my feet are cold. So how you defeat that is by bringing an extra pair of socks and changing your socks throughout the day. That's cool. Actually that's actually what runners will do too. Like you'll see runners, whether it's sprinting, whether it's long distance, no matter what, you'll see runners in the wintertime, or even cold weather, they'll change out their socks after they run. Because they don't want to cool down too quickly. Like they want to stay warm. Like even though they're technically hot after running, they don't want to cool down because it's dangerous. Like you can, you might get sick or something like that. You don't want that. It's not a good feeling. So yeah, carry extra socks around and change your socks if you're cold. Don't just say, why am I cold? Why am I cold? Well, it's probably because you were sweating, or your oils in your body are keeping you from being warm again.
Don't settle for cold feet.
Yeah.
Do better for yourself.
I know. It was such a really, really simple life hack, but for me, that's an actual issue.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it's a legitimate issue. Like I really, really have problems. Like there's sometimes in the winter, and I feel bad. But there's sometimes when I have to take showers like twice a day, and I don't like doing that because I don't want to waste water either. Mm-hmm. But I do because I'm just that cold that I have to warm up. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm too cold for too long, I'll actually start getting headache, which is why when I'm hunting, oh my goodness, when I'm hunting, I have like 3 to 4 hand warmers on my body. Like
you guys are in the trees.
Yeah, so my dad taught me it. Oh, I guess this is another life hack, but not really. Come on, this has to do with hunting. But we'll go hunting in like 0 to 30 degree weather because you're out there at like 5:30 in the morning, I should say 5:30 in the morning, and then you can finally shoot. I think it's like 30 minutes after sunrise. So when the sun's fully up, you have 30. Like after that, you have 30 minutes, and then you can finally start hunting, like actually shooting or something like that. It depends on the state too. So look it up. Anyways, so it'll be really, really cold out. You put hand warmers on your chest. Ooh. Yeah, you actually have stick-on hand warmers, but you can stick hand warmers here, and that's because your heart is pumping out the blood, and you want to keep the blood warm and everything.
Oh, awesome! Yeah,
keeps it warm. So you put it on your chest, and then if you're really cold, stick your hands on your armpits like this.
Oh yeah, I do that. Yeah, I do that.
Keep warm. Yep. Or like put hand warmers in your shoes.
I also think that everyone should get a weighted blanket.
Yes.
You're gonna love
it.
Absolutely. That's all I can say. It's not even a life hack. You're gonna love it.
I know. I feel like there's so many, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like there's so many hacks that we could tell people, but it's at this point, it's like, let's keep it to 3 and 3, 6 total. I don't want to add more hacks.
But the glue was the extra.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the glue was it, because I just thought about it. I was like, oh, remember when I glued my hand together? That was fun. That was really fun. I saved myself a lot of money. Like, it's really sad thinking about it that way, but I saved myself a lot of money.
I mean, there are hypochondriacs out there. Hypochondriacs, like, I don't know the true definition, but it's something along the lines of someone who believes that they're constantly sick.
Oh, but so I was sick. I was bleeding.
No, what I'm saying, like, there are people that go to the doctor's office for the smallest things, and they just waste so much money. I'm like, dude, at least you have the luxury to do that. But most people don't have that luxury.
Oh, I was fully uninsured Like, no insurance whatsoever. I wasn't gonna pay for that. They can get out of my sight. I'm gonna glue myself back together before I give them any of my hard-earned money. No. That's that immigrant side of me. Like, I'm never gonna go to the doctor. I can take care of everything by myself. I'll glue myself back together if I have to.
I legitimately want to know if this is true. But I wonder if, like, in European countries or like even in Russia, do they legitimately drink alcohol to stay warm in the winter? Like, I don't know if that's like a tale, like a tale,
my grandma
like
drinks,
a tall tale, or if it like legitimately. Oh,
no, it makes you warmer, but it actually makes you colder. Like, it makes you feel warmer, but it actually makes you colder. That's why it's dangerous to drink alcohol for the sole purpose of staying warm.
See,
because you're going to be the opposite of warm.
See, yeah, I never knew that. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many tall tales or that, like, or even old wives' tales that you don't know if they're true or not. Like, like, they do have truth to them, which is why they've lasted. These types of stories have lasted.
Yeah,
so
you will
long.
feel warm. Yeah, feel warm.
Man, this is why I really need to start a Twitch channel so I can just talk to the public and the public can answer my questions. Like, but that's really dangerous too, because if I just ask the internet a bunch of questions, they're probably like, I don't know if they're actually going to be truthful or not.
No, Amy, Red Bull actually gives you wings. Like, no, for real.
Like, especially my alien conversations. Like,
aliens.
See, like, I'm Christian. Yes, I believe in God. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I don't think that God has created other people. I don't know.
Aliens.
I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying that, you know, God is an all-powerful being. I can't see heaven's plan or what heaven has in store. I don't know. And I won't pretend to be the all-knowing. I'm nowhere close to that. I am not perfect. I am a sinner. I didn't know. So I would love to have these alien conversations. Yeah. Like, we just mentioned this earlier. Before this conversation, I was just saying how I'm one of those types of people who I'm willing to listen. Like, even if you think I might not agree with the statement or whatever's being said, I want to know. So that if you give me some information and it turns out to be true, I'd be like, wow, you were right, man. You were right. Or I'd be like, you're wrong. Who cares? But
yeah, but at least you're listening to them. At least you make that person feel like they're heard and what they're saying has value, because you would want that same thing for yourself.
I don't know, it's just so interesting to hear what people have to say. Anyways, so we always end up doing this. We can't be continuously talking on a tangent.
So my last one. My last one. You can actually get out of a lot of tickets and fines. Because a good rule of thumb is just remember that people can issue you a fine of any sort, but it's the burden of proof is the person issuing the fine. So you don't have to freak out if something, like, even if something goes into collections, if it's that extreme, they still have to prove that you owe this amount of money, and you don't have to just take whatever they're dishing out. You can always contest it. And a really good example would be traffic tickets. You can always argue them in court. It's not always going to work out, but it doesn't hurt to at least make a case for yourself, especially if you know that you didn't do anything wrong. You know, it doesn't hurt to try. And I actually have a story about this. One of my friends from Make It Forever, she wasn't from New York, and she didn't really understand how the light rail worked between, I think, Jersey City and New York, the light rail. So one day, I think she either bought the wrong ticket or she bought the wrong ticket. And then when the conductor came to take her ticket, he was like, oh, this is not the right ticket. And he wrote her a ticket on the spot. Like, he wrote her a fine or something on the spot. I've never heard of that happening before. I've never heard of anyone getting, like, fined on the spot for something that was clearly a mistake. I don't know, but she was crying and she was so upset. And I was like, dude, same, like, I get it. And then when she got her, I guess, her ticket or her fine or whatever, it was actually sent, like, they actually spelled her middle name wrong. So I told her, okay, this isn't your ticket. This is a ticket issued to whoever this is on the paper, but you're not this person. So you're not paying a ticket.
Wow, that was actually a good call.
But it's honestly, and she was thinking like, well, should I correct them? I'm like, no, you're not going to correct them. It's their fault. I mean, it's kind of under the premise that you shouldn't have gotten a ticket to begin with because this is ridiculous. But at the same time, if you catch a mistake, don't be so quick to correct a mistake that works against you.
That is true. I mean, I've always been a fan of knowing the law. Like, I've always been a fan of that.
It's not your job to facilitate them issuing tickets and fines for you. Just remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, Shane.
I don't think it's even unethical, honestly. I genuinely don't think it's unethical.
No, it's not. Like, I'm just saying, like, that's a really, like, I agree. Like, that's a really good life hack. Because it is true. Like, how many times have people gotten upset over some silly, like, fine or whatever? Like, I think I already told you this story, maybe.
Yeah.
But my dad once, he went to Point Pleasant, New Jersey. He went to Point Pleasant, and he actually paid for a parking ticket. Like, not, like a parking pass, I should say. I don't even know. And you're supposed to leave it on your dashboard. Well, he left it on his dashboard. And he doesn't know how. He thinks maybe it was when, like, he closed the door, but his ticket had flipped over. But it was still on the dashboard, and it has, like, on the ticket, it has the timestamp of when he got it.
Oh, you can still read it. Okay,
yeah, you could read it and everything. So he got a pass for it, and he ended up getting a parking ticket because he didn't have the parking pass. So he went over, like, he saw the officer doing it, and he told the officer, like, no, like, this is my ticket right here. And and the officer had told him, like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, you're supposed to have it face up.
I would be so
sad. And he's just like, are you
kidding
me? Like, what the heck? And so my dad's like, screw this. So he ended up going to court for it. But unfortunately, it didn't work out on his end. Not because the court. It was because this is what's really frustrating about Point Pleasant. And by the way, my dad has never gone to Point Pleasant again after that. But yeah, he asked to reschedule the court appointment that they had given him because he really needed to be at work that day. Like, he could not. There was no possibility of him because my dad's a higher up in his job as an engineer, so he couldn't miss out. And they said, nope, if you miss your court case, that's it. You're like automatically deemed guilty.
Oh, yeah.
You have to pay the. So it kind of stunk. So it just was that. But I'm like positive, like 99% sure positive that my dad would have won because that was absolutely ridiculous. Like, there was a timestamp on the parking ticket. On the parking pass. He should have absolutely gone in. Like, that cop was just being, not a nice person. Like, most cops that I've dealt with or have spoken to, like, they're just really great people. And, like, most of the time they're just like, hey, like, I'm just gonna give you a warning, or here's the issue, like, here's what you did or whatever. And if it's something legitimately done, like, to a family member, like, if my family member like legitimately did something wrong, the officer's like, hey, I can't do anything. I have to give you a ticket because of this. And it's like, it's understandable. But that was just totally, like, that cop was just being mean.
That cop was baloney.
Yeah, he was just being mean, and whatever the case may be. So that was dumb. But yeah, Kelly, that's a really, really good point, though. Like, don't just accept things at face value. I mean, if you legitimately did something wrong, Yeah.
But don't be afraid to challenge things, Nothing, like, what can you lose?
Yeah, oh my goodness. That really does take me back. Because that whole Point Pleasant thing, because I think he was trying to go fishing, maybe.
Oh yeah. That's good for that. Yeah, such a shame, man.
Yeah, I think he was trying to go fishing that day, and it was like really upsetting because he came back to his car and then he sees a cop writing a ticket. Like, what? Like, he saw him doing it. It's like, here is the parking lot. No, it doesn't matter. It's supposed to be face up. Like, what? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Anyways, did we finally say our 3? We're good?
You guys, thank you so much for joining us on Tea and Talking this week. If you want to shop our teas, go on goldenlifetea.com. If you want to get a free sampler of all of our teas, use the code GOLDEN at goldenlifetea.com, and it is completely free. All 4 teas for you to try are completely free. You just have to pay shipping and handling, and that's it. So there you go. And if you want to see our blog, Amy's blog, and my, I guess my articles on tea.
It's like the episode. She teaches more of the, like, she's really, like I said, she knows a lot about tea. So she's teaching all of these really cool, fun things about tea that you really wouldn't know about on your beginner's stage. And I'm just writing blog posts on beginners, like, hey, beginners, welcome.
So check out our blogs on teaandtalking.com, as well as all of our episodes are going to be here on our YouTube channel. And then we're going to be having a Twitch for Amy very soon. Yay!
I know, we're trying to work it out. The only reason why it's taking a little bit long is because I'm trying to find out the camera.
Yeah,
and
we want to make it
situation.
perfect.
Yeah.
We want to make it perfect for you guys, so it's fun.
Yeah, and on top of that, you know, I have a very big family because I can't tell you how many times I will be gaming or I'll be studying on something and my mom just walks in and she's just like, do you want pastelillos? Like, do you want anything? I'm like, no, ma, it's okay. Do you want pastelillos? I said no. But Nana, do you want pastelillos? I'm like, no, I don't. Okay, I'm going to give you one. I'm like, what? How many times do I have to say no? And that's what she does. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want any interruptions, y'all. So I'm trying to figure out a situation where I can actually, I love my mama, by the way, but I'm trying to find a situation where, like, the video is good, the audio is good, and that I can give you guys my full attention. So once we finally work that out, I'm so excited, but I will definitely see you guys on Twitch soon. So soon, crossing my fingers, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.